Hey guys, so we're back again with another reading, and this one is your September forecast. So we're going to see what's going on in the month of September for you guys, all the things you have to look forward to, and maybe the things to look out for or be aware of, whether it has to do with love, money, career, family, friends. We are going to get into all of it and see what is happening for you in the month of September. And if for some reason you are watching this reading in the future, maybe in April or June, you can totally use it as timeless channeled guidance for you for your upcoming month. So just as a generalized message from spirit or a upcoming month forecast, you can totally use it that way. So today we have a beautiful selection of seasonal leaves for you guys to choose from, some autumn leaves perfect for September. And if one is already sticking out to you, you can head down to the comments and to the timestamps and skip ahead to your pile. If it's your first pick a card reading, you want to go towards the one your energy feels called to and drawn to, and go with that one. Trust your intuition. Don't overthink it too much. Just go with your first instinct. So we are going to be starting off with pile number one, then we have number two and number three. So if you guys also like how I do my readings, you should also check out my Patreon. The link for that is in my description. I just posted what are your dreams trying to tell you, and when you sign up, you will get access to all my additional readings over there. We have over 25, almost 30 I think now, and new ones go up all the time. So check that out. Link is in my description if you want to join us over on Patreon. We have love readings, career readings, all kinds of readings over there. So definitely check that out. And if you want a private one-on-one reading with me, you can also get that at the link in my description, briarrosetarot.com, to get a private one-on-one session with me where we pull cards specifically for your situation and get channeled guidance for you from spirit for you specifically. So with all of that being said, if you guys need more time to decide, you can totally feel free to rewind, pause, and take as much time as you need. But we are going to go ahead and jump into pile one. Hey, pile one, so let's shuffle the cards and see what spirit has to say about your month of September. Okay, so the first card we got, the 10 of Cups. Then we got the High Priestess. So maybe some of you guys are going to be decorating your home, redecorating your home, or possibly moving, but there is an emphasis on you having a different or changing your living situation. And I feel like you're going to like these changes. I feel like that's going to be really positive, whatever it is, because the 10 of Cups is a super positive card. Then we have the Knight of Cups. So for a lot of you guys in the month of September, it feels like you are not just trudging through the motions this month. It feels like you guys are finally stepping towards what you really enjoy, doing the things you love, making sure you prioritize the time for that. And I feel like Spirit is really happy with that and excited for you guys to do those things and to fulfill your emotional side more. So maybe there's been something lacking in your life, or maybe you've just been working really hard, and this month is going to be giving you the opportunity to have a little bit more fun, to fill your cup, so to speak, emotionally. And for some of you guys, I do feel like this definitely could be an actual like physical change in where you live. It could be a move, or you guys redecorating or changing something around your house, or traveling. But I feel like you're going to really enjoy this. Spirit just keeps saying that this is super positive, that wherever you guys are ending up, that this is a good thing. It's not a change that you're like, oh, okay, this sucks, I have to deal with it. It's like you're stepping in the right direction. And a lot of you guys, I think, are very focused on long-term manifestations. So you are aligning yourself with an energy of abundance and happiness. And I feel like this month is a really positive step in that direction. A lot of you guys in this pile are highly psychic and are using your psychic discernment to step you in the right direction. So you're maybe making a vision board or writing manifestation journals. And I feel like this month is almost a little glimpse you're getting into your future. So whatever happens this month, I feel like you should pay a lot of attention to what goes on during this month, because it feels like this is kind of an echo or a premonition. You know how like when you read a book in English class in, high school, and the teachers will talk about the premonitions that the writers weave through the book. So maybe like if there's a major like person in a car crash at the end of the book. There'll be a minor car crash at the beginning of a side character that like no one really pays attention to. Or if someone's going to get proposed to, maybe there'll be a scene of someone like going into a shop and examining the rings, but it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? And I feel like this month for you is a month where it's giving you a little bit of a glimpse into your future and what's going to be going on. So pay attention to what happens with your lifestyle this month, because a lot of you guys, this is a, like I said, a glimpse into what you've been waiting for, into what you've been wanting. So it could be that you're spending more time with friends and that's something you've been trying to manifest. And maybe you're not quite there yet. Maybe you're not at the level of having all the friends around you that you want, but you're kind of seeing, oh, I met this new person and they're really cool and we really get along. And this is kind of a little way to glimpse what direction and path you're on. Let me get more cards. What is happening for pile 1 in the month of September, Spirit? We got the 2 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. What else is happening in the month of September? Ace of Swords. So I feel like there's a lot of details that kind of need to be worked out for you guys. So maybe details along the lines of the things, if you're doing a move or if you guys are doing something around the house, maybe there's like renovation details that need to be booked, or travel details if you're traveling. But it feels like there's a lot of kind of paperwork and attention to detail that is required here. But I almost feel like that's happening at the beginning of the month. And keep in mind, Mercury is going retrograde. So, you know, it's kind of not the best time to be dealing with a lot of details. And maybe this is where it's coming up for you. Whenever Mercury retrogrades, it can make that emphasis on us checking and double checking our work and making sure all the documents are signed and making sure everything is, like I said, double checked. But I feel like in the latter half of the month, you guys are going to be able to relax a little bit more, and whatever this is will be worked out. It won't be as much of an issue. But it feels like at the beginning, there's kind of a flurry of activity of you guys figuring out certain things, getting certain things lined up. And I feel like you should pay a lot of attention to the details on this. It's always a great idea during Mercury retrograde to kind of cross all the, what is the line? Cross your T's and dot your I's or whatever. So make sure that everything is lined up and done correctly. And then I feel like almost once that gets checked off, things are opening up and you're allowed to be a little bit more free and focus more on what brings you joy and happiness. But the beginning of the month, I feel like you are going to be a little bit busy with that. Let's see. Yep. 8 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles, and that came out reversed. So some of you guys might be going back to school, or you might be working hard at your job. Yeah, with the 3 of Pentacles being reversed, that could be some of this flurry of activity I was getting with filling out paperwork and that kind of a thing, getting things lined up. But if you are kind of bogged down at the beginning of the month in that like mountain of paperwork and you're really dreading it and it's a lot of work, just know that things are going to free themselves up in the latter half of the month and things are going to get a lot easier for you. I feel like a lot of you guys have been being pretty diligent for a while, and this month kind of allows you to loosen up things a little bit more, even though it might not seem like that at first. Even for some of you guys, if it seems like throughout the month you're working hard, keep in mind that this is preparing you for, again, I feel some kind of manifestation or some kind of breakthrough later on where things are going to get easier. You're going to have a lot of your manifestations happening. You guys also might be having to make decisions a lot. I'm seeing you kind of, I feel like a lot of you guys in this month, you're stepping into a lot of your own power. You're really deciding the things you guys want to do. And it's honestly a really exciting time, because I almost feel like this time for you is putting those things into motion, is really getting clear. And I feel like that's going to pay off with your manifestations later. Like some of you guys are going to have revelations this month about like, you know, I really want to live by the beach, or I really hate having to do paperwork, so I want to find a job that I don't have to do paperwork for, or I really you know, love playing with numbers and I want to be a stockbroker, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like you're going to get glimpses of the things that truly make you happy this month. And I'm honestly seeing a door open for some of you guys. If you have felt really stuck, I feel like that's going to change this month. Let me pull some of these cards too. Spirit, can you give us guidance for September? What's happening for pile 1 in September? So we got community, man holding a heart. Oh, so there's an opportunity for some love to come in this month. Goddess of the moon. You guys are very psychic this month. That's like coming out right next to the high priestess, action and anxiety. Some of you guys might be feeling anxiety over these changes happening in early September for you or throughout September for you. And I feel like your guides really want you to know that everything is going to be okay with this. It's going to figure itself out, but there is a need for that attention to detail. Like I said, taking care of that sword energy, making sure you're actually getting things done, not procrastinating. Don't let your anxiety get the better of you so that you're not actually doing it. Make sure that you are being diligent and snapping yourself back into gear. Sometimes I think with procrastination, it's because there's a fear or a blockage, and the best solution is to kind of sit with the energy and be like, why am I procrastinating this? What's the emotion that I'm like trying to fight off? And most of the time when you actually face it, confront whatever it is, you're like, oh, okay, maybe it's anxiety about this new chapter. Maybe I have a fear that I'm not going to make it happen. And now this is spiraling into some emotion in my mind. And if you just kind of sit down, face it, look it in the eye, stop running from it, then it's like, okay, this is easier. So if you guys are dealing with procrastination this month, there is a message to kind of calm yourself, relax, take a breath, and then deal with doing what you got to do. But I feel like there's a message from your guides that you guys are more capable than you realize. Some of you guys don't give yourself the full amount of credit that you deserve, that you guys are really capable. You are really smart. You know what you're doing. And I feel like this is a bit of a new challenge happening for you guys this month, whatever it is that's coming in. It feels like a very new, fresh start. And if things have felt a little stagnant and bored, don't worry, because that's about to change. We did get the action card, and I just feel there's like a lot of new energy coming in for you. There's a lot of new opportunities and chances for love as well, and chances for new friendships. So it could be some of you guys are going back to school, or some of you guys are starting a new job or something like that. Like I said, a move. And it feels like there's a lot of opportunity and more energy happening here. And Spirit is saying to be open to this and to allow it to happen and to have faith in your ability to withstand whatever gets thrown your way. So again, there's no need to get into your head and, let the panic run away with you and start thinking like, oh my God, how am I going to handle this? I'm not good enough. I can't do this. This is too much for me. There's no benefit to that, right? Like you just got to face it head on and just deal with it. And I feel like you will be really surprised by how good you are at actually handling this. I'm getting the image of someone, being dropped off at college for the first time, and they're really nervous and they're like don't want their parents to leave, but cut to like 2 months later and they're partying with their best friends and having the time of their life, and they're literally living just the best life. So I think that, and for me, when I went to college, yeah, I was really scared. And I remember like thinking maybe I should just go back with my family and just go home, because like I really hated to see them leave. And I don't think I ever felt so alone in my life as that first night sleeping away at college. Like my roommate didn't even, I don't know why. I think maybe she arrived late or something, but she wasn't there that night. I remember that. And I just felt so alone. I had a big family, so I was just not used to like a quiet, totally quiet room. And a family of Gemini ascendants, so they're all loud. And anyway, so I was just like all by myself, feeling so alone, but college ended up being amazing. And I think a lot of times that's what happens, is like that fear, that anxiety you have, that nervousness, sometimes that precipitates the best blessing, the biggest thing, the most new and exciting and fresh start. And sometimes we crave that fresh start, but then when it actually comes, it really scares us. But we shouldn't give into that emotion. Sometimes it's just about fighting past it. Of course, if you get a really bad feeling like in the pit of your stomach that's telling you this is really bad, this is not a good idea, then listen to that. But sometimes it's just the normal anxiety that comes with kind of making our way out into the world and, going out and experiencing life. But I feel like for you guys, that's what you want to be doing. And I feel like this month, a lot of you guys are going to have a lot of options towards that. I see a lot of you guys also having just a lot of options, is what Spirit is literally showing me, a list, and someone kind of perusing the list and being like, okay, I want this, that, that. So I don't know what this is, but I feel like some of you guys, maybe you'll be picking out classes if you're in schools, or maybe you guys will be, I don't know, picking something at your job, like having your choice over certain things. But I see you having a lot more power that you wanted for a really long time. And Spirit is like, hey, when the going gets tough with this month, maybe a little, or you get scared or you feel like, oh God, this is a lot on my plate. Remember that you asked for this. Remember that you tried to manifest this, and remember that this is a step towards your destiny and towards all the things that you guys want. So don't run away from it now. Remember and keep your eye on the prize in that sense. So I'm also going to pull from this deck. What is happening for pile 1 in the month of September? So we got Milky Way, perspective, lotus flower, unfoldment, and we got new moon, promise. So I love this card. Like, they're just staring out into the sunset, and it looks like a brand new, fresh start to me for some reason, even though, or maybe a sunrise, I guess. It probably is a sunrise with the new moon. And looking out and seeing like this whole landscape stretched out in front of them, and all the opportunity and all the good things and the bad things and the kind of life, like really living life, and the opportunity and the excitement of that. And of course, that moment's always scary. And so I think that's why Spirit is saying, keep your perspective this month. Don't let yourself get run away from it. Sometimes when we feel our dreams, our visions, our manifestations start really coming true, we get scared. We're like, wait, I'm not ready for this. Or like, yeah, I know I wrote that in my vision board, but like, I didn't think it was actually going to come true. And suddenly here it is. Like, I know I wrote I wanted a boyfriend, but I'm not the kind of person that gets a beautiful, handsome, gorgeous boyfriend. I'm the kind of person that's always single. So wait, suddenly I'm having to do this? Or I know I said I wanted this amazing job, and I know I said I wanted to have lots of success, but like, I'm not ready for this promotion. You know, it can be really scary. But I think for you guys, whatever you're being foisted into this month, it's kind of a glimpse to your future. And if you handle it right and don't run away from the manifestations, there's this huge power to let this month accelerate you. And I'm seeing someone shoot up on like a trampoline. So I feel like there's so much power and support you're getting from the universe this month that you can really make all your dreams and visions happen. And I'm literally seeing a door open for you guys this month. So kind of Spirit is saying, like, let it unfold. Don't fight against it. Don't feel like, how is this happening, or why is this happening? I feel like Spirit's really doing a lot for you this month, and any changes that are happening are for your greatest and highest good. There might also be an opportunity to go out and socialize. We've gotten a few cards about that community. Now we have this music harmony card. So maybe there will be like concerts, or you'll be out walking through your city and there's someone like a busker playing music in the streets. And so I feel like there's also this message to really enjoy. You did get the Knight of Cups, so making sure you take the time out to truly like do the things you love. You know, I know that sounds so simple, but so many people don't do that, or they think what they love is just watching Netflix, but afterwards they feel kind of tired and cranky and drained. It's not really what they love, right? And maybe what they, of course, there's a time and a place for that. I'm not saying, you know, you have to be going up and doing things all the time, but maybe if they went out to meet up with friends, they might even feel better. Or maybe if they found the time to call their best friend and chat, they would feel better than if they just kind of, you know, scrolled online or whatever. So I think for you guys, it's like, there's an emphasis on being more out in the world and really enjoying life this month. And I really want you guys to take it, because if you can stay in this energy and not kind of sabotage it, I feel like this, whatever happens this month, can really unfold into something much greater in the future. So maybe you meet someone impactful this month, or you get a glimpse into like, I absolutely love, like I watched a movie about Argentina, and now I really want to move there. And then you find yourself moving there in 10 years, or you know what I mean? So it's like I said, an echo or a premonition this month. What's happening for pile 1 in the month of September? We got answers. Confidence. Wow, I feel like this is going to be an amazing month. Oh my God, I'm so excited for pile 1. Friendship. There's a big emphasis on kind of finding community and friends and being around people, and actually, like I said, being involved in the moment of life. Sometimes we sit back and we kind of look at life from a perspective, from a distance, and it's so different. It's kind of like looking at the ocean versus being at the ocean. I could never vibe with the ocean in LA because it's so cold and no one really gets in. And for me, I'm that person that I hate being on the beach and just looking at the water. I either want to be basically in it, swimming around, or I'm like, we can go, I don't really care. Because there's such a difference between sitting on the hot sand and looking out on the ocean. And sure, it's pretty and sure, it sounds good. But I'm always like, I could be at home listening to this on like my noise machine, to be honest. I know that's kind of crazy of me, but that's how I feel. Versus being in that actual ocean and feeling the waves crash around you and feeling maybe the seawater or the ocean water against your skin, feeling the cleansing energy of the ocean and, seeing the clouds against the horizon. And that feeling of being in the ocean is so much better than when we observe it from a distance. And so I feel like for you guys, this is your message to really be involved in the heat, the passion of life. Take in the moments. Don't hold yourself back and just look at it intellectually. Actually live in it. Actually taste it, touch it, smell it, enjoy it. And I feel like you're going to get opportunities for that this month and that you should take them. And if someone asks you to do something that maybe usually you're like, well, I stay in every Tuesday and I'm not really feeling like going out, but you feel that nudge from spirit, I think you guys should definitely do it this month because I feel like there's so many opportunities for good things happening for you happening this month. Let me end the reading with some of these cards. Why did this one fly out? What does this say? Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. I don't even know how that got there. That was like stuck in one of my other card decks. And so, yeah, as I mentioned, for a lot of you guys, there's travel. There's an emphasis on travel. And I feel like traveling that might happen either now or in the future. But if you get an opportunity to go on a journey, you definitely should. And even I feel like with that carriage, it's like it says, either physical or mental. So it could just be that like you suddenly want to watch a bunch of French New Wave films from the 1960s. And then you're like, it'd be cool to be in Paris. And then you put that manifestation out and it starts gesticulating in the universe and your guides start hearing it and they start working, okay, like this person wants to go to Paris. Let's start making this happen. And so be very specific this month about what you're taking in, what you like, what you want, and take notice of all those things that come into your attention this month because you're getting a glimpse, you're getting an echo. Just like when you learn astrology, you learn that certain things that happen to you in a certain other transit will echo, especially like during eclipse season, or if there's another astrological event that happened at a different time in your life 3 years earlier, and then there's a kind of semi-repeat of that, or there's a similar thing. A lot of times those life events will echo. So pay attention because I do feel like this month is a major month for you guys of kind of seeing your future and seeing glimpses. So make sure you're making those manifestations as positive as possible. Okay, so let's get some final cards, message cards for pile 1 for the month of September. Wow, what exactly was I talking about? Great adventure. Take a risk, venture forward. Your guides don't want you to be staying inside. Enjoy the journey. I'm telling you, your guides don't want you to be staying inside and just seeing things through a TV screen or through a laptop screen or a phone screen or anything like that. Your guides want us to be feeling the immense beauty. We came to this planet. This planet is a school and it's there for a reason. We could learn all these lessons on the astral plane, take them in, and technically it would be a lot easier to do that. But we came to this earth for a reason. We were given our 5 senses for a reason. Like I said, to touch, taste, smell, feel the beauty of life happening around us. And so I feel like you guys this month are going to get those opportunities, and this is your call to really enjoy and to really take those opportunities when they get offered to you. So if someone invites you to do something a little crazy or go out for ice cream on a Wednesday night and maybe your bedtime set at 9:30 but they text you at 8:30, go for it. Enjoy those things. Take it in and realize that nervousness, sometimes those butterflies, that excitement, that is life. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. So yeah, I think a lot of you guys are going to be traveling, enjoying this month, beginning a new cycle. Yep. And I think this is like kind of some of you guys are just having your manifestations happen. Like I feel like after this month, this is a major month for you guys. And we got rejuvenating rain. I'm hearing that rain song, Let the Rain Fall Down by Hilary Duff and Wake My Dreams or something. Oh yeah, Coming Clean. That's the name of the song. So I feel like this is a beautiful month for you guys. If you've had a really tough year, if you guys have had a really difficult time, I really feel like pile one, you guys are going to have a fantastic September, and it's going to only get better after this. I do see this as kind of a breaking point for you in a good way. Like, okay, you passed the test. Now you get to have the reward. So really, like I said, pay attention to all the stuff that comes up to you this month, because like I said, it's an echo, it's a premonition, it's a glimpse to all the blessings your guides, your angels, your ancestors want to rain down on you in your future. So anyway, guys, I hope it resonated. Let me know if it did. I always love hearing from you guys. So let me know your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on to find out as soon as I post. And if you guys liked how I did this reading, you can also check out my Patreon, where I post all my additional readings, and the link is in my description for that. And if you want a personal one-on-one reading with me with specific guidance for your specific situation, channeled messages for you, you can also get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will see you guys in the next reading. So take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile two. So let's get into your tarot and see what's happening for you in the month of September. Spirit, what is going to be happening for pile two in the month of September? Okay, so we got the Six of Swords coming out. So I do see you guys leaving a certain situation behind. That's a really good card that talks about leaving a situation that is no longer serving us and stepping into a much greater destiny, and also, you know, using our brain to honestly look at the situation. Because a lot of times with the Swords cards, it's going to be a situation that might be causing you some pain or some difficulty or something that has been weighing on you, but maybe you haven't wanted to admit it for some reason. Maybe you've been stuck in it or feeling like you have to be in it. With the Knight of Pentacles, it could be a situation which you're financially linked to it somehow. You're financially feeling a little bit stuck, and maybe there's a window opening in the month of September for you guys to see the way out of this, for you to see how you can move yourself into a better situation that's going to make you a lot more fulfilled. So for some of you guys, this might be the month of actually leaving, and for others of you, since it's a general reading, it may just be providing you the vision of what you should do. And it might have to do with money, because we just got the Knight of Pentacles, we got the Page of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Wands, why you guys have a lot of reversals, and the Chariot reversed. So it might be that this month might not be the time for action, but it might be that this is the month for planning. This is the month to get the vision. This is the month to be like, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to get out of this. And I also see you guys getting a lot of that mental clarity on what exactly steps you should take. I feel like if you have been very conflicted about a certain decision, unsure of what steps to take next, unsure of where to go, you're going to get some answers in the month of September. So I am seeing some of you guys are feeling stuck right now, or you have been feeling really stuck. I am getting that some of you guys might feel like someone has power over you, or someone is kind of bossing you around, or maybe that things aren't paying off for you in the way that you really wanted. Maybe you have been on a certain timeline that you're like, it's supposed to happen like this by now, and I thought I was going to be at this point by then, and why isn't it happening? And it might be that there's something that can be tweaked about this situation, and by tweaked I mean maybe you're not supposed to be as committed to it as you are. Now this is of course a general reading, and also we have to use our own discretion of like, what is my best judgment telling me about this situation? Maybe for some of you this, you know, situation, like I said, can be tweaked, just little adjustments, something that can be just kind of moved around just a little. For some of you guys, this might be a situation in which the whole thing needs to be thrown out and it's done and you're over it and you're ready to move on to the future. But I feel like this month you're going to get a lot of clarity on what that is. And for some of you guys, this is indeed going to be completely leaving the situation behind or making some major adjustments. It might even be making adjustments with your mindset for some of you, because I almost feel like there's an energy of rushing for some of you, or an energy of like, why hasn't it happened? It's supposed to happen and just, I want it now. And I feel like some of you guys are just going to have to be in this energy of like patience and kind of coming into your own power, because the thing is, we can never really adjust we're always going to be faced with certain difficult situations. But when we can stay in alignment with what we want, with the future we want, whether that's feeling abundant despite not having enough money, doing things to bring out that feeling of abundance, even if it's just constant visualizations, or it might be something like going to treat ourselves to a nice dinner out, even when we don't have as much money in our bank account. But when we can keep ourselves aligned with that vision and that dream that we have, and so we're not living present in the moment, we're not living fully invested in like getting stuck with like this annoyance and this annoying thing happening and this difficult thing, and I can't believe that, and then this person was really rude to me. That's how you kind of get stuck. And how you get out of that is to take that vision up and elevate yourself and start being like, that happened and it's really negative, so I'm not really going to think about it. I'm just going to think on the positive. I'm just going to think on, wow, when I get that money, maybe I would buy this kind of a car. You know, whatever can take your mind off of it, whatever you can do to make yourselves feel positive. So I feel like this month there is a message that sometimes like the best way to get out of a certain difficult situation, if you have been feeling really plagued by it, if you've been feeling really stuck, is to kind of reframe our mental state, reframe how we're looking at a situation, and not to be afraid to admit when a situation is no longer serving us. Because I think so much of the time we kind of, you know, maybe someone's living in a bad living situation that's really toxic, but they know that in order to leave, they'd have to pack up all their stuff and drive a U-Haul across the country. And they don't really feel like doing that. So they just stay stuck there, you know, or someone who really hates their job, but in order to get a new job, they'd have to apply, they'd have to send out their resume, they might not like their new boss, so they just stay there and they just keep working. And I think for some of you guys, there's a message of like, you've got to really step to what you want, get clear about it, and then make those moves. And maybe right now you're not fully ready to push yourself in that way. And in that case, whenever we're not fully ready to push ourselves that way, we can do manifestation work in the meantime. If we're like, okay, I have to be in this situation right now, or whatever reason, I don't want to fully step out, or I can't fully step out, then I'm going to get really clear about what I want in the future and what I want, you know, whenever I do get out of this situation. So maybe right now I have a really horrible boss, but I'm going to go into work every day and I'm going to kind of have this attitude of like, I have so much power, I have so much authority, I love my job, I have this amazing boss. Even practicing saying it to ourselves in the mirror. Oh my God, I love my boss so much. I just love everything I do. I'm just at the perfect job. Doing that research on what jobs are open to you or what your dream job would entail, reading someone's testimony. If you can find like a book someone wrote about how they were the top lawyer in the state of Kentucky and you want to be the top lawyer in the state of Kentucky, read that book. You know what I mean? So I feel like for some of you guys, this is just about refining your mental state during this month of September that can really extricate yourself. Because I am seeing almost some of you guys, it might be feeling blocked right now, where maybe you do feel a little bit stuck and maybe you don't have the opportunity to fully leave. For others of you, you are at the time to be ready to get out of this, to step out of this. But I think there is some negativity in your life as we enter the month of September for a lot of you, or a situation that's kind of causing you pain or that you're not really liking. And I am seeing that by the end of September, you're going to have a lot more clarity with yourself. You are growing mentally from this situation with what you should do and what your guides want you to do to get yourself out of this. Can we get more clarity about what's happening in the month of September for pile 2, Spirit? Can we get more clarity for what's happening for pile 2? Wow, we got the Empress. And we got the 3 of Wands reversed. It's so funny that these are so reversed because this deck is upright. So it's really funny. They really are letting you know that there's a lot of these kind of blockages happening, I feel. But yeah, with the Queen of Swords and the Empress, sometimes it's just about stepping into your own power. It's about realizing how powerful you are. And maybe it's not the time for you to actually take the move, but maybe you can do a lot of research. Maybe you guys can figure out exactly the best way to get out of it. Sometimes the best, for me, I've noticed all the big changes in my life seem to happen after a real period of a lull or like a little mini break where it feels like nothing's happening, nothing seems to be moving forward. And then suddenly I get the news of like, by the way, it's happening in 2 days. And you're like, what? I don't have time to prepare for this, but that's the thing, is like getting ready in advance. And whenever, sometimes I feel like with what's coming to my mind is I've had opportunities where something happened and maybe it required a lot of paperwork, and maybe I was getting psychic visions beforehand of like, by the way, you should fill this out or get this in order. And I'd be like, why would I do that? I'm stuck in this situation. Like, that's not going to happen. I don't, that's like a dream. That's not going to happen right now. I'm just stuck. And lo and behold, what would happen is I would get the notice that it was happening. And I was like, I wish I had done that paperwork way earlier. So I feel like for you guys, if you're in this season right now where things are a little blocked, you're waiting on things, that's okay. But use this time to your fullest. Plan out what you want to do, plan out where you want to move, where you want to go, what you want to do, and get very clear on what that is. Get very specific and very granular about, I want to make this move, I want to go here. Because some of you guys, I feel like, I don't know, you're almost allowing people to boss you around, or you're stuck in situations that aren't making you happy, but you feel like you kind of have to tolerate it. And I feel like this month is kind of, your guys want you to step into this energy of like, what do I really like? Me, not anyone else, me. What do I like? What do I want to do? And sometimes that's where this tension comes in that I'm feeling from you guys, where we kind of have a vague idea of what we want, but as soon as someone else comes around and is like, no, I don't want you to do this, I want you to do that, we're like, yeah, absolutely, because it's easier to go along with what someone else thinks. And whenever we're doing that, Spirit is not going to bless us. Spirit wants us to be in an energy of really prioritizing ourselves, stepping into our destiny. Because keep in mind, our spirit guides give us whatever we want. So if we're like, I want to focus on this because I love it, our guides will give us that. If someone else comes along and is like, hey, can you do this for me? And I want you to do this. Then our guides are like, okay, that's the energy they want. They want to be constantly doing stuff for others. They want to be helping someone move on a Sunday, and they want to be staying late at work and not getting paid for the extra time. So it's up to us to really be assertive with ourselves about, I want this kind of a life. I want this for myself. And I feel like a lot of you guys need to be learning to put up some boundaries, to get assertive, to say what you want, even to yourself, even giving yourself permission to want whatever this is. Let me get some more cards. What is happening for pile 2 in the month of September? What's happening for pile 2 in the month of September, Spirit? So we got Healer of the Ages, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, hostilities. So there might be a lot of hostilities around you. I am kind of getting that vibe for some of you. Rest and rejuvenation. So you might not have had the ability to sleep a lot lately. Then we got 2nd chakra, Archangel Ariel, and the Temple Path. I feel like some of you guys in this pile, you're living or working in like a difficult situation with people who might not even like you that much, or might not get you or understand you. And I feel like it is causing you a lot of tension. I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of really bothered by the lack of appreciation, by feeling like people don't really get you, understand you, that kind of a thing. And that might be what's adding to this stress for you. And I feel like the kind of message I'm getting from your guides is like, so why are you putting up with it? Why are you tolerating this? If you don't like it and it drains you and you aren't having fun and you feel kind of dejected at the end of the day, then don't take that as a bad thing. Take it as a message of like, no, this isn't resonating with me. Yeah, I don't like how I feel at this job. I don't like how I feel with this person. I don't like how I feel in this living situation, whatever the case may be. And for some of you guys, it's about even giving yourself that permission to admit it. Because I feel like with the 6 of Swords, to me, with the Six of Swords being a sword card, being about that kind of mental understanding of things, it's about really admitting it to ourselves. It's about being willing. And I love the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords for that reason, because sometimes those can be cards about living, like just coming to the place emotionally and mentally where you're willing to admit kind of defeat and being like, yeah, this isn't working. And no one else might get it. And people might think you're being dramatic. People might think you're being unreasonable. But if you're not happy, you already know you're not happy. Why are you staying in a situation that's causing you pain or not bringing a smile to your face or making you miserable? It's not going to change. Chances are you might be hoping that one day magically you walk in and suddenly your boss is an amazing person, or suddenly your friend who's really dysfunctional and always is calling you for help is going to suddenly be like, hey, by the way, I just noticed I've been calling you and venting to you every day for the past 6 months about my really trashy boyfriend who's always like robbing stores. And I just want to mention to you that I am so apologetic that I've been doing that. And I'm so sorry for dumping on you all the time. And what's going on with you? Because I know that, I've just been talking about myself the whole time. That's probably not going to happen. That's probably kind of a pie in the sky idea. So for you, you have to take people as they are. You have to take a situation as it is. And then you have to be really honest with yourself about whether that's serving your vision for your life or not. And if it's not serving your vision for your life, being kind of ruthless about like, okay, so on to the next. And that's really what our guides want from us. I think it's really interesting that the temple path came out reversed. So for some of you guys, it might be that you're not fully listening to your intuition with this. Your guides might be trying to get your attention, trying to let you know the situation is not working for you. The situation is not making you happy. And instead of you listening, you're just kind of pretending like you can't hear, pretending like maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll just randomly transform. Maybe it'll just suddenly, get a million times better magically overnight. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if I would bet on that. You know what I mean? So I feel like your intuition, some of you guys need to literally, I'm seeing someone do yoga, I'm seeing someone kind of work out and take time and pause. And I'm seeing some of you guys might have a little anxiety or depression going on. And it's like, I think the message is, it's not even that bad of a situation, but it is going to be bad when you stick yourself in it and allow it to like run amok over you and allow yourself to get stressed out all the time because you hate it, but you don't want to say anything and you don't want to move. So you're just going to stay stuck there. And oh my God, it keeps getting worse. And this person that was always acting dysfunctional continues to be dysfunctional. Yeah, that's kind of how things go, right? So I feel like it's up to you guys to make the choice of moving out of this, to really step into a restful, beautiful situation. It's interesting that that came out reversed. Whenever we're in stressful situations, what it does is it robs our peace. It can even be something really small, like something tiny, like a boss who's really overbearing and constantly asking us for help about their personal life and crying about some Tinder date that went bad. But it can lead to us having really bad anxiety because maybe you're at your job and you just know she's going to storm in the office any morning, any second, and start crying about like the guy from Tinder who dumped her, and you're going to have to be talking to her, and then she might fly into a rage, and next thing you know, you have like anxiety and you find yourself going into the office and dreading it, So that's what happens when we take a small situation that might not even be a big deal and we just let it unfurl into our life and take over. And so it's up to us to have the strength and the power to really put our foot down and be like, no more. That's it. It's done. Nope. Not tolerating this a second more. And that's a really powerful moment. And to me, that's the Six of Swords. It's like, it's a bravery moment. There's like some darkness. It's a dark night, but she is venturing out and trusting that things are going to work out. And generally, it's a very positive card, especially within the sword suit. So it's a message that, there's kind of calmer waters ahead, and that taking that journey and being that brave person who's like, I'm going to take this risk is actually a really good thing. Let me get some more cards for what's happening for you guys in the month of September. So we got reconciliation, okay. Travel, more Six of Swords energy. Forgiveness. So yeah, I just feel like a lot of this has to do with people around you kind of causing this constant tension with you. And I'm not saying you shouldn't forgive them, but I think sometimes when we get too into an energy of being like this caretaker for others, or constantly trying to manage someone else's emotions and not really setting those boundaries up for ourselves, like it becomes a completely give or taker relationship where one person's just taking and the other person's, usually us, is just giving, giving, giving. And then we start getting resentful. And it's almost like if you put your foot down earlier, or you said, listen, I have a problem with this, or I'm really unhappy with this, or this needs to change, you might be surprised that the person's like, you know what, that's totally cool. I totally get where you're coming from. So there might even be, for some of you guys, an ability to reach out to whoever this is or change the situation by just tweaking some things. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be that you throw the baby out with the bathwater. It can be just, we're going to change this little bit of it. We're going to move something here. But I am seeing a lot of you guys are feeling very disempowered this month, feeling really frustrated, feeling really stuck. And again, the question from Spirit is, well, why are you doing it then? Why are you tolerating it? Why are you putting up with it? You don't have to. You're not stuck here. You're not in life to be a like nursemaid to someone else, or to, you know, take second fiddle or play second fiddle to someone else and they're the main character. You are not a sidekick in this life. You are the full main character. So for the most part, and I know sometimes someone's stuck in a financial situation or whatever, but for a lot of us, we need to take those steps to be really assertive. And being comfortable with being assertive is like a huge life step forward. Being uncomfortable with the fact that some people aren't going to like you, some people aren't going to understand you, some people aren't going to get you, some people are going to think you're annoying, obnoxious, not their cup of tea. And that's probably because the only way to please everyone would be to twist yourself into a pretzel and do whatever they want and let them walk all over you. So in a weird way, someone not liking you is a compliment and a good thing, because it shows that you are advocating for yourself. And yeah, of course they're not going to be happy with it, because especially toxic people, narcissists, whatever, they're only going to be happy when you're sacrificing yourself for them, which obviously wouldn't serve you. Let me get some more cards for pile 2. What's happening for pile 2 in the month of September? Ancestors, so it might have to do with family even. Ocean, ebb and flow. Milky Way perspective. Meadow, vulnerability. That's interesting. And fog, veiled. So I do feel like this fog is kind of lifting this month. Like maybe you've had a hard time even seeing. Maybe it's been hard for you because you've been feeling stuck in this energy and you're not sure how to get out of it. So pay attention this month, because you might get some guidance on what's going to change for you, or what's opening up, or what you can do differently that will allow this change to take place and allow you to move into a much happier energy. But I feel like also the message with ancestors is sometimes we can have difficult family members that might say things like, well, I'm family, so you have to respect me, or, you know, how could you say this to your grandfather, or how could you do this to blah, blah, blah. And of course, I'm not discounting the importance of family, or how much our family can do for us and mean to us, and how special those connections can be. But at the end of the day, we have to make sure that what we're doing is serving us. And if something is adding so much tension to our lives, we are, like I said, contorting ourselves into a pretzel to make someone else happy. We are sacrificing our own joy and the beauty of this life that we came to this planet to experience to make someone else's life easier. That's a problem. None of us were put on this life to be kind of a servant for someone else, right? We are put on this life, all humans, as important, as valuable, as special, with gifts that only we can offer to the rest of the planet. We are put on this lifetime to live life on this planet, to live life to the fullest, to experience everything, to make our own choices, to be a soul making our way in this universe, and not to be a servant for anyone, even if it is family. And so for you guys, I'm not saying you have to like, you know, go in and scream at your parents, but maybe there's boundaries you can put up. Maybe there's things you guys can say in this month of September. Maybe there's ways you can have discussions with people about like, you know, I really don't, you know, I hate when you call me like this, or maybe not saying it like that. Maybe don't say I hate it, but maybe say, by the way, like I get so stressed out after work and I just kind of need an hour to unwind. And so I love talking to you, but like next time I just don't even want to talk about your issues with your boyfriend because it stresses me out too much. You know I love you and I'm protective of you and it gets me all stressed out. So next time, let's only talk about me and the positive things going on, or let's only talk about the positive things with you. And I really want to make sure I do that because I'm just getting stressed or something like that. And really sticking to those boundaries, really making sure that people are clear that like, I'm not going to bend over backwards for you. I'm not going to make my life a living hell for you, because I'm the main character in my story. So let me get some final message cards for pile 2 in the month of September. What is happening for pile 2 in the month of September? So we got valiant courage, take passion with action, surrendering to the journey, release control, overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything, and great adventure, take a risk, venture forward. So I feel like for you guys, so much of this is about really stepping into your power. We got the Chariot reversed for you guys. So some of you guys are not unleashing your power to the full extent that you could. Some of you guys are not fully taking action and being as bold as you could be. And I think you need to realize that you have so much power this month, that you can really change anything, that you can do anything, and that you don't need to be stuck in a situation that's causing you any kind of pain. So use this month to really visualize and think and get very clear on what you want in your life and what you don't want in your life, what feels good to you, what feels bad to you, what's bringing you happiness, what's bringing you stress, and then how do we mitigate that? How do we change things so that you're happier? How do we get out of toxic situations that aren't serving us, and not even being like harsh on yourself, like, oh, maybe I'm overreacting, or well, it's not that bad. That is so toxic when you talk to yourself that way. So really learning to trust your own intuitions, that if you are getting stressed out about a situation and you feel like the situation is bad, that's it. Get out of it. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to go back and forth. You don't need to feel bad and weigh a pro and con list. Just act. Just, okay. You don't have to do it like crazily and throw everything out your window or whatever, but you can do it in a way that's like, okay, I'm moving towards this. I'm clear on it. I trust myself. I trust my judgment. And I think once you guys get to that point, you guys in pile 2 are going to be really unstoppable. But this is a month where you're getting a lot of that clarity. And so it's a valuable, really important learning month for you. So make sure you guys make the most of it. So anyway, I really hope that helped pile 2. Let me know if it did in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, hearing your thoughts and your opinions. So let me know. Also, make sure to give this reading a big thumbs up, hit the like button, and make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you can find out as soon as I post. And if you like how I did my readings, you can also check out my Patreon where I post all my additional readings. Link is in my description for that. And when you sign up, you'll get access to over 30 of my additional readings, as well as my last one, which is all about what your dreams are trying to tell you. And finally, if you guys want a private one-on-one session with me, you can also get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, to have a specific tarot reading just for you and your situation, channel messages for whatever you want to ask about, or if you just want a general energy check-in reading, guidance, clarity from spirit, you can get that as well too. So link is in my description for that, briarrosetarot.com. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be back very soon for another reading. I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will see you guys then. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 3, so let's get some tarot and see what is happening for you in the month of September. What is happening for pile 3 in the month of September, Spirit? So we got the 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 4 of Swords, or excuse me, Page of Swords, and the Death card. So it could be that you guys are doing a lot of reassessing this month about certain situations that no longer serve you. You're ready to take a really critical look at things and to really look forward into endings and accept that certain things might not be working for you anymore, and accept that you're ready for the change. You're ready to look at things honestly. And with the Page of Swords, what's really coming to mind is being honest with yourself mentally, like not running away from taking in this situation with clarity, but actually perceiving it as it is. Sometimes we try to put a really happy, positive face on things and try to pretend like what's happening isn't really happening. And this person who's kind of mean and shady to us, no, well, maybe they didn't mean it like that. And I feel like this month you guys are going to be really honest with yourselves about everything that's going on. And you guys are ready to leave certain situations behind, because I am hearing that you guys are a star, and a lot of you guys in this pile just tend to attract jealousy and tend to attract haters. And I feel like you're going to keep repeating this lesson until you figure out how to handle them. So this is maybe why this is coming up in your life right now. Let's see what other messages we have for September. So we got 9 of Swords reversed. So yeah, you're going to be seeing things, or excuse me, 8 of Swords reversed. You're going to be seeing things with a lot more clarity. 7 of Wands, again with that competitive vibe, and the 10 of Swords. So, you know, these could be interpreted as some negative cards, but to me, I'm honestly feeling like it's a bit of a relief, because to me, I never feel like a situation causes me tension or stress once I've mentally relinquished the idea of myself of it, of admitting to myself that like it's over or this person doesn't like me. Usually once you finally admit that, you're like, oh, well, who cares? I don't really care about them. But it's in those moments where you're like, why don't they like me? Maybe they do like me. Maybe they didn't mean that. Maybe they said that, but they meant this. Or you don't really, once your job, you decide you're leaving it, you're like, okay, so I'm leaving it. Okay, so that's what it is. But in those moments when you're like, oh, I have to go to my job today. I really hope they like me. I don't think they do. What if they say this? What if they say that? So it's that tension of not knowing that gives us the most like hardship. And I feel like for you guys this month, you're going to get a lot of that clarity, and you are going to decide to maybe leave this situation behind, or maybe that you want to approach it a little bit differently. With the 7 of Wands, again, I am getting a lot of competition around you guys. I am getting that you are, you know, maybe in a situation where there's someone who might be undercutting you, or might be kind of trying to compete in some way, or might just be jealous of you, or might feel more comfortable with an energy where you're not empowered. And I feel like that's kind of what is weighing on you, is some of you guys are second guessing it, and you keep trying to make excuses, or you keep trying to say that like, yeah, like they didn't mean it like that, or, well, I don't want to overreact. And I feel like you're just really going to face this situation head on and make some changes. And I feel like you guys have a really, like I said, a very bright future is what I'm getting for you. A very bright path that you're on, and a journey that you're on. And I feel like naturally you guys are quite optimistic, happy, positive type people. And that's really why this situation has weighed on you, is the kind of that you're not a naturally nasty person, and it's hard for you to even take it in or deal with it or even process what's going on. So I feel like in this month of September, there's a need to be honest. There's a need to admit a situation isn't working out, isn't fully fulfilling you. And it almost might be like there's an energy of being able to leave it behind. There's an energy of being able to move to something better in the future, and think about what those things are that's really going to fulfill you, and start making those steps. But the first step is being really honest with yourself. What is happening for pile 3 in September? Keep misspeaking today. You can tell Mercury's about to go retrograde, because yeah. And that is another factor that would make sense with all these cards. So we got the High Priestess. So yeah, you guys already know, I feel like, what's going on in this situation. You already are aware of what's happening. You just don't fully want to admit it with yourself. But I feel like you guys truly already know what's going on. And even though you don't really want to, like, you know what I'm seeing? So funny. Spirit just showed me that scene from Twilight where he says, like, say it out loud. It's almost like that's Spirit talking to you guys. Spirit is Edward Cullen. You're Bella Swan. Spirit is telling you, say it. You know what's going on with this situation. Just admit it, you know? So I feel like for you guys, you need to just lay it out there. Be honest. Some of you guys are facing off against people that really don't like you. As you enter into this month of September, you're facing up against people that really are kind of haters and want to undercut you. They like to see you in a disempowered energy. They don't want to see you succeed. Too bad, they're going to have to. But I do see that this month, you know, this situation can continue as it is, unless you guys are willing to fully be honest and then take this, whatever steps you need to kind of remove yourself from this. So it's not to say you have to like leave and quit right now, but I feel like for you guys, this is going to be a theme happening this month, and it's something to think about is how much more do you want to deal with this? And is there a way to extricate yourself? Is there a way to deal with this situation? Because I just feel like this is weighing on your mind this month. Almost like, why does this person not like me? Or why does this person hate me? Or why are they so mean with me? And I feel like there's also a message from spirit of like, why do you care? Do you respect this person? Would you trust them for advice? Would you look at them as like some kind of a hero or some kind of a role model? Probably not. In a way, you guys are much more elevated over this person anyway. So why are you letting them derail your emotions? Why are you letting them get to you? Why are you letting them make you feel bad about yourself for even a moment? I feel like some of you guys have a real talent. You're very charismatic. The Page of Swords can actually be quite charismatic of a card, and can indicate some talent with speaking or with some kind of social media or some kind of a platform. And I almost feel like it's your charisma that's working against you. It's the fact that you guys are very well liked. It's the fact that you guys have a beautiful soul and a beautiful magnetic energy to you. So again, why would you care about this person not liking you? You should take it as a compliment that this person has anything negative to say, because they wouldn't be saying anything negative if you weren't such a bright, shining light. So I think for you guys in this upcoming month of September, it's really important that you kind of stop tolerating it. I think it would be really interesting if you really stepped into your power. And I feel like there's a message here from spirit of like telling you that when it comes to these people, you might just like ice them out, or kind of like you guys are so nice to them, you know what I mean, all the time. You go out of your way to be nice, to be kind, to be friendly. And it would be really funny if maybe they think they can like run all over you with something and you're just like completely dismissive to them and barely pay attention. And kind of, I'm not saying you should be cruel, but I feel like there's something here with you guys really not tolerating them, not pretending anymore, and just focusing on yourself and the good things that you want to have happen to you. Let's see what's happening for pile 3 in the month of September. So we got Angel, oh my God, Envy. See, that's exactly what I'm picking up on. Envy. Cornucopia, Angel of Strength. I'm going to put these upright. So like I said, there's a lot of blessings here on the other side, but I feel like you guys need to get like very okay with having some of these people. And with the World card, again, I feel like you guys have a gift for social media or for speaking, for public speaking. Some of you guys might have a history or a future as some kind of public figure of some kind. And I feel like some of you guys let the competition or the competitiveness or let the hate bog you down and let it get into your heart. And there's a really strong message that you need to have higher walls. I'm actually seeing black tourmaline and black crystals, which are protective. So maybe some of you guys want to buy some obsidian or something like that that can offer you natural protection. But I also feel like it's just mental. Some of you guys are just going to have to be strong and persevere through this and deal with the fact that these people don't like you and you don't really care. Like, okay, you don't like me, like take a number, get in line. I don't care. I'm not going to let it bother me. You know, think of how many people who are completely unproblematic, like celebrities that everyone should like, but that people hate on, you know, like Taylor Swift, or, I mean, there's a long list. There's plenty of them that aren't really doing anything wrong, but people will just irrationally hate them. So the thing for you is to realize that like just letting it roll off your back, or as my grandmother would say, because she's kind of feisty, consider the source, which is like a perfect little Southern insult. So kind of passive aggressive, basically saying they're not even important anyway. So why would you worry about them, you know? And so for you guys, you need to get very unattached from the idea that everyone has to like you, that everyone has to get along with you. And you need to be, and I feel like this is maybe why this is a recurring pattern in your life with people that might not treat you with respect, with people who might be mean or shady to you, is maybe there's a message here that it's going to keep happening because, as I always say, I love this Joel Osteen quote, and he says, if you don't pass the test the first time, you get to take it. The good news is you get to take it a second time, and that is so true. In life, whenever we resist a lesson, whenever we're like, no, I know this kind of happened before, but this time I just really don't want to have to rock the boat, and I don't want to do anything about it. that's when you get punished extra hard. So I feel like for you guys, if this has been a recurring thing happening to you where you've had people who dislike you, are mean to you, are nasty to you, I feel like you need to kind of get tunnel vision. And that's why what I'm seeing is those blinders that they put on horses when they run a race. And so that they are not able to see the other horses around them, and they're not able to get distracted with paying attention to like what this person's doing and what that person is doing. Maybe this is also just you have a competitive workplace, or you have a competitive career industry or something like that. But there's a message for you guys to focus on your own lane, and don't let the people who are bogging you down or getting in your mind or getting in your head take that away from you. Because I also feel like you guys are doing pretty well. Spirit wants to also like re-mention to you that like emphasize to you that you guys are doing pretty good. And I feel like if you were really honest with yourself, you'd be like, yeah, actually you know what, I am doing really good. But maybe you feel like that's egotistical to say, or maybe you just get so stuck in the competition that next thing you know, you're constantly like looking over at your coworker. But maybe you guys are both making a lot of money or doing really well, or you have advanced really fast. And maybe, you know, your coworker doesn't want to give you that credit, and so they're really mean and they ice you out or whatever. But again, it's really important that you always have your eye on the prize, and you never start allowing that stuff to get under your skin. You stay focused on the goal. So there's a message of perseverance for a lot of you guys to just focus on yourself, focus on everything you're doing, focus on your incredible abilities, and block out anything that anyone else does to you, because it really doesn't matter. Let me get some more cards for pile 3. What is going to be happening for pile 3 in the month of September? So we got trust, fertility. Some of you guys could be getting pregnant or already pregnant. And almost like there's a message with some of you guys that you're actually in a pretty good situation, but you're getting in your head a little bit about it. Like you're kind of in a negative place with this, and you're stressing out about something that maybe doesn't even really matter. You know, you're stressing out about a situation that if you pulled back and took a bird's eye view, you'd be like, you know what? That's actually pretty good. You know, so it's not to say gaslighting yourself, because I never think it's a good idea when we play that game of like, maybe it's not so bad and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes when we shift our focus, I guess, to like, I'm not even going to lie about this person. I'm not going to pretend they secretly like me. I'm not going to lie to myself and pretend this situation isn't what it is, but also knowing that you're divinely protected, knowing that justice and karma will happen, and spirit sees everything, and spirit will take care of everything. So if someone is sending you negative thoughts, spirit will send it back tenfold. And trusting in that process and staying focused with our eyes on the prize, that's not gaslighting or lying to ourselves. That's just choosing where we're going to apply our focus, and choosing that we are going to apply our focus to what benefits us, and we're not going to spend a second of our focus wasting it on a little clown person who doesn't really matter at all at the end of the day. And, you know, what's also coming to my mind is Joel Osteen's sermon that I posted on my Instagram. You should follow me on Instagram if you don't, where he was talking about like flying with eagles or something. And he said, you know, the thing about eagles is that they apparently randomly, which is kind of crazy, get attacked by crows all the time, which I didn't know. Like, oh my God, the boldness of a crow to attack an eagle. I just feel like that's crazy. But there's so many humans like that, right? That like, you're like, what are you even doing? But they will just come at you for no reason. Cause I'm like, okay, a crow cannot win in a fight against an eagle. Like, why are these crows psychotically attacking eagles? But apparently they do. So what happens is the eagle, even though it could win in that fight, it doesn't even bother. It just flies up to way higher, to like the same height that like, I think around where actual airplanes fly at, and they can fly super high. So they don't waste their time even fighting with the crow. Even though the crow could be made mincemeat in like 2 seconds, they just take their wings and just go on up there and change their focus. And so much of the time we end up getting bogged down dealing with clown people, dealing with the clown show. We didn't buy tickets, but we're stuck watching the clown show 24/7. And the thing is, we can leave. We don't realize that the tent is open, and we don't have to stick around, and we don't have to leave. We don't have to give them energy. We don't have to pretend we care. We don't have to pretend like it's legitimate. We can just be like, yeah, I'm done with this. Bye. and stop engaging. So I feel like there's a really strong message for you guys to selectively use your energy and to not direct it towards people that are taking away from your energy, that don't appreciate you, that don't reciprocate, that are secretly jealous. Let them be jealous. As my favorite saying is, and if they hate them, let them hate and watch the money pile up. And that's not just about money, but it's about all the good blessings in life. Because when you're doing well in life, you are going to get haters. You are going to get people that don't like it, that don't want to see you succeed, that are jealous because they could never do what you're doing, that they see potential in you, they see growth in you. And the answer is never to hyper focus on them and what can we do to please them? Oh my God, they don't like me. Oh my God, they think I'm really horrible. The answer is to take our energy and power and focus back and pour it into ourselves and our own life and what we can improve. And so I feel like for you guys, this month is really a month of, like I said, blocking out the haters and putting on those what is it? The blinders that horses wear so that you're only focused on the lane ahead of you. You're not paying attention to what these other people think of you because yeah, they probably don't like you, to be honest. I'm just going to be honest with you. They probably don't like you and who cares? You probably don't like them. So we got boundaries. Exactly. This is putting up boundaries. And for some people, it might not even be that they don't like you. It might just be that you're like, you know what? You stepped over the line and now you got cut off with a boundary. Too bad. And that's it. And it's not that you hate them. It's not that you want to destroy them. It's not that you're like full rage mode over them, but maybe you're like, yep, so that was a boundary and I said that. And anyway, you crossed that line. So I'm just going to lessen you into my life and I'm just going to set up some boundaries. And so we're not going to be as close as we were, and that's okay. And you have every right to put up those boundaries. So whatever level this is, whether it's a straight up hater hating on you all the time and praying for your downfall, or whether it's someone who's just maybe doesn't really know how to respect boundaries and thinks it's really not a big deal if we kind of cross that boundary and who really cares and you're being too harsh when you tell me I'm not allowed to call you at 1 a.m. You know, whatever this thing is, if it's taking away from your kind of energy, your focus, your blessings in life, this amazing potential I sense in you, pile 3, then it's time to kind of snip that out and stay, again, very focused on ourselves. And you can always tell the energy of whether it's supposed to be in your life with whether it's in alignment with your future. So if you feel really good when you do a certain thing, and obviously there's levels to this, like it might feel really good in the moment to eat like 5 bags of Doritos, but probably not the best, for our long-term health. But of course, it really doesn't feel that good in the moment. Even if you did that afterwards, you'd be like, yeah, I feel kind of queasy. And my stomach is like really full and I can't really get out of bed at this point because I feel so weighted down, So that wouldn't actually feel good in the moment. If you can get into the energy of feeling yourself at your purest, highest vibrational self, you're only going to want to keep those things in alignment with you that continue to raise your vibration and allow you to stay in that place. So a lot of people who start on spiritual work start saying that like maybe in the past they could drink a lot and suddenly they don't want to drink at all. Or maybe they used to hang out with a certain group of friends and suddenly they're around that kind of maybe a little dysfunctional group of friends and they just feel really bad and they don't want to do it anymore. Or maybe they used to look at certain things online that aren't the most positive, high vibration, and suddenly they have no interest in it. And so like I said, that is a natural process of aligning ourselves with a higher vibration. So if this person is resonating really difficultly with you, negatively with you in any way, take that as a confirmation that they're not really supposed to be in your life and that you guys can make those changes and start removing them, and take it as a positive sign that you're on the right path and that you're on a good destiny with making the kind of life that you really want and stepping towards the abundance and the good things that you guys really want. So let me get some of these cards. Spirit, can you tell us what is happening for pile 3 in the month of September? Okay, that one fell on the floor, but we got forest breath, lightning power, wolf instinct, and lotus flower unfoldment. And the one that fell on the floor is fairies earth magic. So you'll just have to imagine what that card looks like in your mind because I can't really reach it right now. But anyway, So for you guys, again, I feel like this is what I was talking about with like your intuition knows your first instinct about a situation, your first instinct when you walk into, I remember there was someone who I like had always thought it got a completely shady vibe with, shady shadester from the jump. And I remember that one time I was walking through and I have a little evil eye keychain, and literally the evil eye keychain fell off my keychain onto the ground, which is a powerful symbol if you have a like a black protective crystal, or you have an evil eye symbol, or a hamsa, or any protective kind of image on you, and suddenly it shatters, or it breaks, or it falls off, or whatever. When you're around a certain person, that's a really powerful symbol that they're sending you the evil eye. But because I kept having to interact with this person, I kept telling myself, you know, maybe, well, I don't know if they meant that. I'm not sure. Well, maybe they just kind of they said it the wrong way, but they didn't mean to. And I knew deep down they never liked me. And when it finally kind of happened, I wasn't surprised, I wasn't shocked, and I was like, exactly, this is what I thought the whole time. But the only tension I experienced was when I was lying to myself and pretending like they did care, and pretending like not even caring, because I don't care if this person cares about me, but like they didn't really dislike me. And the thing is when we try to like lie, or we try to make ourselves feel better in the moment, it creates this horrible little tension inside of us. And it's just so much easier to trust that instinct and to just go with that first sense and indication. That's why I love the Maya Angelou quote, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. So I feel like some of you guys are holding back your power in a way to get along with these people, and Spirit wants you to know these people are totally irrelevant. So don't even worry for a second, or don't even spend even a moment of time thinking about them. Just step forward into your incredible power that you guys have, pile 3. So let me get some final messages for pile 3 for the month of September. So we got traveling lightly, simplify your life, unknown territory, you are exactly where you need to be. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty, and first light, beginning a new cycle. I feel like things are very powerfully changing for you. Pile 3, and there's begin now. See, it's a new beginning for you guys. There's a powerful change happening, and there might be people, sometimes I think we experience dysfunction, or not dysfunction, discomfort when we're leveling up, or we're leaving an old energy behind, and we're energetically aligned with that new energy, with the new blessing, with the new level in our life, but we're stuck at an old level because we manifested it in the past. And that's just how manifestations work. Like Abraham Hicks compares it to, you're in a gallery and you painted a bunch of old paintings and they're hanging on the walls, and you could be working on a new painting, but you're kind of going over and touching up the old paintings, you know. But sometimes it's just like, well, I'm in this situation now, I'm leveling up to this new level, but for whatever reason, you know, we live in a world bound by time and certain rules. So right now I'm not there yet, but I'm heading there. And it can be that discomfort where we've energetically already aligned ourselves with the new beautiful energy, but then we have to wait for it to actually take place. And the people around us might not be ready for us to be at that level. They might be resentful, they might be angry, they might be saying things like, well, who do you think you are? Or you think you're better than me? Or, oh, you think you know everything, or whatever. And so it's really important that we just understand what's going on and have that patience, because I feel like you guys are manifesting a very beautiful new energy for yourselves, a very exciting new start. And don't freak out about where you are right now. Just have that clarity that this is a temporary stopover, and definitely don't let these people get under your skin or irritate you, because they really are these little crows and you're the eagle. So I really hope that resonated. Pile 3, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how it did in the comments, because I'm very curious about this pile. I love hearing from you guys. And make sure to hit the thumbs up button, give this reading a like if it resonated with you, and make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on. And if you guys like how I do my readings, then you should definitely check out my Patreon, where I post all my additional readings, and you'll get access to about 30 of my existing readings. And I just posted one about what your dreams are trying to tell you. So you'll get access to all of that if you guys sign up. A link is in my description for that. And if you guys want a private one-on-one reading with me, you can also get that at my website, briarrosetarot.com, where I can pull cards specifically for your situation. and really channel energies just for you. So if you'd like a session, like I said, go to my website, briarrosetarot.com. Link is in my description for that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will be back very soon for another reading. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye.